Thank you, Shepard. Well, Baji or bust, as the battle rages over Iraq's largest oil refinery as we speak, could you end up paying more at the pump? Welcome, everybody. Glad to have you. I'm Neil Gavito. And gas prices up again today. They're now averaging $3.67 a gallon. Militants attacking Iraq's Baji refinery, and there are conflicting reports over who exactly has the upper hand. Iraq's important because it ranks fifth when it comes to the world's largest oil reserves. And the theory is it goes, game over. In fact, Chris Martinson says it goes. We're looking at double oil prices from where they are today, from $106, maybe as much as $200. He's the co-founder of peakprosperity.com. Why do you say that high? Why?
Well, world oil supplies are very tight right now, Neil. We've got the International Energy Agency just a month ago was calling on Saudi Arabia to hit record production territory all on its own. There's less than 50 days supply above ground in industrialized stockpiles at this point in time. So the world oil supply is actually very tight. And I know in the United States we've got a lot of production and people are focusing on that, but oil is a global commodity, very tight. So Iraq's supplying about 3 million barrels per day into the kitty that gets exported. If any of that goes away, we start to see higher prices. If all of it goes away, we're going to hit that $200 mark.
All right, now we've been seeing this inexorable march on Baghdad on the part of insurgents, but you seem to be looking more closely at those refineries. Why?
Well, the refineries are really critical for the Iraqi people. The Baji refinery, if that goes down, it's down at this point in time, but I mean, if it gets wrecked and takes a long time to come back, the people of Iraq are going to suffer without the fuel they need to have electricity. The electricity is required to run, guess what? The oil installations and other things that are going to provide that oil. We're looking at ExxonMobil just did a mass evacuation of all of its people out of its operations in Iraq. So best case scenario, the best case I can come up with is the ISIS rebels get halted where they are. There's no further damage. They don't make any more gains. Things begin to stabilize. But even under that scenario, Neil, we don't see additional oil production coming out of Iraq, something that the world was counting on.
Yeah, and it's important to point out, and guys like you always remind me that even though we don't get direct Iraqi oil, it is important to Europe, and it's one of the reasons why their oil, quoted as Brent North Sea crude, has been rocketing even more than our oil has, because they feel particularly vulnerable, don't they?
Well, they do, and that oil, the world oil price is $114 a barrel today. I think even under the best case scenarios where ISIS rebels are just halted and things begin to stabilize, that drifts to 120 by year end. But if we lose even 1 million barrels a day of that Iraqi production, I see 150, our old high. If we lose all of it, we go to 200. And of course, there's an even more catastrophic scenario sitting here, which is what happens if this turns into a regional conflict. It becomes Sunni versus Shiite. We basically then say it's Saudi Arabia against Iran. They settle the old grudges. If either of those two get into a squabbling match over this particular situation, we could see a lot higher oil. I'd hate to even pick a number, 300, 400, who knows?
Yeah, the price of oil would be the least of our concerns at that point, you know. Chris, thank you very, very much. I appreciate it.